Do I have a story for you? This, allegedly for entertainment and educational purposes only, TikTok involves a company that takes people underwater.
Talking about the stranded research team in Antarctica that has recently started to attack each other. There is this,
and it looked like they were doing experimentation to make some sort of like super soldier.
Whoa.
Like,
please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes. Look at you.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and all day. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just.
Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jenny. I'm Jenny. So supposedly, allegedly, there's something going on in Antarctica. So there's 12 or a group of scientists who are stuck in Antarctica and they're not allowed to come out. Like they can't leave, apparently. And one of them is starting to attack everyone, going crazy even. And they're starting to write emails begging to leave, but they cannot leave, allegedly. Do your own research. Look, don't take my words for it. Do your own research. But words on the streets is that there's something going on in Antarctica. When they said there was a group stuck, I was like, weren't they stuck on space? In space? Wasn't there a group of people that were stuck in space and they were back? Well, allegedly, this is a different group. What is going on and why are all these people being stuck somewhere? And I'm so confused. Let's get into it because now I want to know more.
Do I have a story for you? This, allegedly for entertainment and educational purposes only, TikTok involves a company that takes people underwater through the ice wall to the other parts of the world that we don't think exist. Or maybe we do. I know you hear me use the term yachting and yacht girl and yacht boy a lot, but let me tell you something. There's more to it, okay? Way more to it. Do you remember a certain individual who supposedly went to jail and their girlfriend was on the run, and then she supposedly went to jail too, who had ties to England, but she also had a company of submarines? And we thought they were all just going to that island? Wrong. But here's the deal. I'll be telling this story probably on my other account. Generally, I'll put it right here so that all you have to do is tap it and it'll take you straight to my other account. But I'll be telling this story today at some point. Ever heard the Terra Infinita map? Well, they all have the powers that be. And we know what they love to do over here with people.
why is no one talking about the stranded research team in Antarctica that has recently started to attack each other? There is this research team that are in these compounds from 1956. They look like storage container, and they are in Antarctica in one of the coldest locations, and they are isolated, and they have just begun to basically attack each other. To the point, one of them is sending a distressed email saying they need to remove someone, but they can't because they're trapped, they're isolated, there's no getting out. This team of scientists is trapped at an isolated Antarctica base for 10 months. One of them just attacked and threatened others. They are currently stationed at a remote base in the continent in freezing temperatures and high wind mileage. Well, apparently one of these motherfuckers went rogue and attacked a fellow colleague. That colleague then sent an email saying that they need to get this man out of here and they are deeply disturbed. That he's also behaving in another deeply disturbing manner. I could tell you stories about what's behind the Antarctic wall and why those researchers are really there. That scientist is going rogue for a reason, and I'm interested to see what happens because they cannot leave or go get them. And what's even crazier is that one who's going rogue is sending out death threats and assaulting the other members. Who's gonna tell them that they were the experiment? I am gonna be following this story, so follow me, because something tells me something else is gonna go down and they're all gonna go rogue. What the fuck did they discover out there to make them start to go crazy?
I was in the Antarctic base and I was going through the hallways. I could feel, so it was like these like rounded cement hallways, like so deep underground, all cement. And I could feel like the cool dampness of the air, which I've never experienced, like actually having a visceral experience. But man, what they're doing in that base, essentially what I saw was people basically strapped down to beds in rooms. And what it looked like, they were really all deformed. And it looked like they were doing experimentation to make some sort of like super soldier.
Whoa.
Like that was basically the vibe, but the experimentation was more so genetic experimentation, not necessarily with all on planet genetics, if that makes sense. So they were using like other forms of extraterrestrial genetics to try and create sort of this human hybrid super soldier. And once again, it was just a lot of just low energy, torturous sort of vibes.
To create a super humanoid? To fight who? To attack what? I can't even talk properly. To attack what? Why do you need to create a super humanoid from different things, different entities, you know, from different planets? Why do you need to create an extra super humanoid to attack who? We already have AI. We already have working robots. Wasn't there a robot that basically committed suicide, just leaped to his death because he worked too hard, poor thing? Not saying there's anything wrong with the robots, because I believe having the robots can solve some problems, because that's one of the reasons why they created. They see an issue, solve a problem by creating something to solve the issue. But anyways, you know, like jobs that people cannot do, and or replacing celebrities allegedly because they don't have to really pay them, or them getting tired. But what
I heard an incredible story about a company that takes people under the ocean, across the ice wall. You know, Antarctica. I just want to say that this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please don't get your panties in a wad. Or is it? So apparently smafficking is not just a thing in the known lands. And what do I mean by that? Let me show you before we get into the story. Ever heard of this before? Terra Infinita map? Well, allegedly, there is a company that takes people under the water because they can't do it above the water because they'll be met with all kinds of military, right? And it's not just one that does it. Now, everyday, ordinary little people, you know, with the tiny feet, and people like you and me, we only get to see this part, because this journey takes quite a while to get to the other parts. And I'll show you where in a second. But there is a girl, we're going to call her Leslie, that states that yachting is a double term. Really triple. There's normal yachting that normal people do, and then there is the yachting to where we hear about like Meghan Markle, Disney stars, things of that nature. These movies are all advertisements. That's all they are. And the level of yachting you're willing to do determines if you ever get another one, another movie, a hit movie, and you make it big. You remember JJENNYFLORES and his girlfriend? Just, you know who I'm talking about. Anyway, and somebody made the comment on my other video on my other account that she also owned part of the ocean, but also a submarine company. Well, she's not the only one. And the powers that be over here, they know this. So allegedly, yachting can mean 3 different things. Regular yachting, yacht girls and yacht boys. And those people also, depending on how they behave here, get taken into another place for way more money. More specifically, right here. Right there. Yeah. At least so they believe. There's a lot to this story, and I'm debating if I even want to tell it, because at first it sounds really, really cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs until they bring up Ghislaine. And then I got to thinking, well, there is a place that they say that everything is in reverse in Antarctica, to where you age. You would assume you age in reverse. It would be like if you drop a pencil, it just comes right back up, because everything's in reverse. This story. I want to tell the full story. Think I should?
Stop strolling. And TikTok, stop violating. I gotta get this footage out here across the ice wall in Antarctica. This is part 4. And what is that? It's getting strange out here, ain't it? Strange for some change. They crossed that wall. This is real footage, y'all. Oh, entertainment purposes. TikTok. It's all CGI. All fake. Sunlight fake. Matter of fact, this is part 5. I'm about to do. What is that? Y'all better like, subscribe, and definitely share.
Friends, do y'all want to hear a story time about how I done found out some stuff? Have y'all ever seen this document? No? Okay, good. I'm about to tell you what it is. It's in German, but I'm about to translate for you real quick. Y'all remember how that one time we was talking about Agatha and Admiral Byrd and how he flew into the inner earth and he saw these he got in there? Well, this is a step-by-step on how to get to Agatha from the South Pole. And this is from German forces, this man named Karl Unger, and he wrote directions. And this is the English version. In step 9, you can see he says, proceed to Agatha, full speed. And then it says further instructions in package number 3, only when arrived in Agatha to be opened. Oh, friends, but it's so much more. Hold on. So, friends, y'all know me when I was minding my business being nosy, I was trying to figure out how do we get there. And allegedly it's through cave systems. And one of those cave systems is the southernmost volcano that is active in Antarctica called Mount Erebus. Now the cave systems in Antarctica are clearly the most coldest places on earth. So I said I definitely can't go through there. Mount Shasta, Mammoth Cave, and the pyramids of Giza are all places that they say could be entrances to Agatha, right? Now based on Admiral Byrd's account and this German soldier's account, baby, apparently people live down there in the middle of the earth. And allegedly it's beautiful. And you might ask yourself, how could one live down there with no sun and no water? Hold please, friends. Hold please. Now, friends, as I continue to mind my business and be nosy for us so we can find out what's going on, I see that they have found oceans 400 miles beneath the Earth's surface. Not only that, friends, but they say it's enough water in those oceans to fill the Earth's surface oceans 3 times. Now y'all see that little water right there on the top to say ocean? That's our oceans. And when you go down to this transition zone right here, baby, that's the area that has those oceans that can fill our oceans 3 times over, okay? Scientists have also found that there are mountains in that same area, friends. Mountains as large as the Himalayas. 410 feet beneath the Earth's surface. Now, in the Admiral Byrd diary, he says that when he was flying over the Arctic Circle, he saw a mountain range, woolly mammoths, green rolling hills, all of that. And allegedly, this was all in the opening in the North Pole. Now, friends, I went and found this picture of the poles in 1968 from a NASA satellite. On the right is the South Pole, and on the left is the North Pole. Now, mind you, the German guy said they get to Agatha by caves in Antarctica. And Admiral Byrd said you get to Agatha by going into this void in the inner earth in the north. Y'all, then I seen this last video that kind of threw me. This video was from 1987 from the Russian space station Mir of the North Pole. What is that? Friends, what is that? What is it? Agatha, is that you? So friends, y'all really gonna have to tell me what y'all think on this one. I hope I really ain't get y'all up in too much of a tizzy, and I'm gonna have to call y'all back later on. Bye.
Antarctica is terrifying, and quite honestly, I believe one of the biggest cover-ups of our generation. Let's get into the tea, because in the last video, y'all were talking about, oh, Antarctica at night is probably so pretty. Child, ain't nothing pretty about. Do you see how dark it is? I don't even want to know what kind of yetis are out there in that nighttime. I'm good. Did y'all see that video of that scientist that lives on Antarctica and he shows how windy and freezing and terrifying it gets out there? I'm so good, but we're not here to talk about it. We are here to get into the tea of Admiral Byrd, the huge hole in the ice that no one is allowed to talk about. The fact that there's an Antarctica treaty prohibiting self-exploration of certain parts of Antarctica, for what? I'm not sure. The fact that the Rothschild or the Rockefellers, one of the two, because I've heard mixed signals with that, have a literal island on it. I thought we weren't allowed to go there. So what's going on? And most of all, What's behind the ice wall? Because I am so convinced that there is a huge ice wall with something crazy hitting behind. Y'all can do a quick Google search and see so many videos of the ice wall, like sailors that are out there on the sea, and they show a video of the ice wall. Everyone's talking about it's a glacier. It's not a glacier. Before we get into the tea, Dina girl, hello. The fact that a member of Fifth Harmony commented on my video, girl, you were my favorite member. You were my favorite member. Anyway, back to the tea. I'm so sick of people trying to debunk the Admiral Byrd thing. This was a real thing. Like, this is real history. This man flew into a hole in the South Pole and realized that there is something more behind the wall of Antarctica. Why would he call the Operation High Jump? High jump. Hello? They have been hiding it in plain sight. The giant ice wall in Game of Thrones. The new King Kong movie. I'm going to show you guys at the very end clip from that new movie that's going to make you go poof. Like, there's no way that it's been put in our faces all this time. If you don't know the history of it, you're not going to put two and two together. Oh, TikTok. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of it's true. It's all satire. There's this one lady I saw on TikTok that was talking about the fact that there was this massive hole that her and the rest of her group found, and immediately they were shut off from it and could not research it any further. Not for nothing, first of all, I don't believe that the Garden of Eden is behind the ice wall, because I truly believe, first of all, the Garden of Eden is guarded by angels. I definitely don't believe that God would make it accessible to humans. Like, I don't think so. But I do believe, though, and it could be a read, y'all know about the Leviathan and the Behemoth in the Bible. Obviously, the oceans are so massive, the Leviathan, I'm sure, could find somewhere to hide, especially considering the fact that now there's a mega ocean under the ocean. I guess now we know why there were bodies of water in Bikini Bottom. What about the Behemoth? Where could this colossal biblical land creature hide? What if it's hiding behind the ice wall? Because in Admiral Byrd's journals, he said he saw mammoths and stuff. At the end of the day, they're going to put it in plain sight and try to desensitize us to the truth. Watch this video, the new King Kong movie. Tell me Hollow Earth is not explaining exactly what Admiral Byrd said. He was flying over a hole, got sucked into the hole, and then ended up in a whole different place. Watch.
Hey guys, I'm Jenny and this is Shameless Plug. So I want to tell you guys about my Crown of Success manifestation book with easy, simple rituals and spells to manifest a life of abundance in your life. And those spells are so easy, even a child can do it. So this book is filled with different spells that I've learned over the years from my family, passed down from grandma and everything. And also those are spells that I've actually tried and I know that they work. So this book not only teach you step by step on the things that you can do that are so easy that a child can do it, but it tells you like the proper moon phase to use, alchemy, manifesting with numbers, numerology, and also the days of the week that best fit for this particular spell. So it tells you the timing of when to practice the spell, the days of the week, the moon phase. It shows you all the colors of the candles that you should be using and different planets. So for example, I show you like planet Jupiter is for Thursdays and the hours of the days that you should be doing the spell. So this is an easy road opener spell. So I know a lot of people like to do like different spell work, but if your roads are blocked, of course your spells are not going to work. So it's good to unblock yourself first and then start using the spell, especially with the new years and the new days to come. And also I have some amazing spells in here. This is a powerful quick money spell, so if you're in a bind for some money and you're just trying to get some money. And I even have some easy powerful spell to win game of chance. So if you are a gambler, now I don't promote gambling, but if you are a gambler and you're just trying to make some money and trying to make sure you win, these spells will definitely help you. It tells you the best days to do it. So it says the best days to perform this spell is on a Thursday, Jupiter day. Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, luck, and expansion. Jupiter is the best day to perform spells that boost luck and increase your chance of success in any game of chance or any money spell, period. It has a list of so many spells that you can incorporate in your life with this new year to bring prosperity. And I even put some bonus spells on here, which for Saturday is a day to do like protection work. So I have a spell for like send back to senders. So I put some bonus spells on here, and then a protection with Archangel Michael. So there's so many spells on here. Removing the evil eye spell, so you can remove evil eye in your money and also in your everyday life. New Year home blessing spell, and I know it's been a few days since the new year started, but you can always do a home blessing spell any days of the week. As long as you need it, you could do it. So anyways, guys, this is my book. It's called Crown of Success by Jenny, and it's available on Amazon, the ebook and also the physical copying. So please grab a copy if you're interested in supporting this channel. This is a way to support the channel and to support me as well for putting out, you know, content every day for you guys to enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this book, and I hope you go and grab your copy, whether it's the ebook or the physical copy. I say have a physical copy, but it's really up to how much, you know, your wallet and what you can afford. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Mwah. This is a shameless plug, so just check out my channel, okay? Love you guys. Mwah.